Guys, this is it. The Mun Mission. Oh man, I can't wait to record some KSP today. What the actual fuck? So yeah, that's practically how my entire weekend went. However, after doing a little bit of troubleshooting and one clean install of Windows later, I can bring you guys the second episode to the Kerbal Space Program Career Mode. What the heck is going on with my colors? Why is everything so blue? Apparently everything's just blue now. Awesome. That is great. I love it. But yeah, colors aside, you know, apologies if the game looks a bit weird, but let me just tell you guys about the objectives for this episode. We need to get a lot of money. We need to get a Kerbal on the Mun, and I want to start exploring Minmus. To start things off, I was going to have to budget my Delta V for the Mun mission. Here we have ourselves a Delta V map. So, we're here in Kerbin. We need 3,400 meters approximately to orbit Kerbin. Now, to do a landing on the Mun, we need a lot of Delta V. This number right here isn't even accounting for the return Delta V, so yeah, this is going to be a difficult mission. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough mission. So here's what I'm thinking. First of all, I have to make sure my Kerbals return safely. So we won't need all this ablator. I'm only going to keep 80. I think that's more than enough. I'm thinking I put like 4 of these on the side. Hide them, you know, just a little bit. Okay, look, I think the most I can do on the upper stage is 2237. At least without unlocking further technology. Okay, so I'm gonna do Asparagus Staging with this, so we can get a really efficient launch. Let's go ahead and do this. What even is Asparagus Staging? Now, I may not be too good at this game, you know, to the point where I can explain it really well to you guys, but I can give you a really basic rundown of how it works. Let me just really quickly... Now we can proceed. So this is basically how it's gonna go. Okay, so let's say that this right here is the rocket we have. So now the main difference is that instead of these, instead of the fuel, you know, being drained here on the side boosters and then us decoupling, what we're instead gonna do is add a fuel line that will feed the fuel we have from here into this main stage on both of the side boosters. So now we can see that what will happen is that as we fly and drain this fuel, but the same fuel that is also being drained is actually being sent, transferred over to the main stage as well. So what's going to happen is that since these are feeding into the main stage is going to be fully fueled even when these are emptied. And we're going to be able to see that the fuel for this stage is still going to be intact because it was being fed. So it was, it was staying constant. So now we have a lot more fuel in the main stage to finish burning through that fuel, therefore making the rocket more efficient. Okay, so you guys told me that this center of lift has to be below the center of mass, but I don't know. All right, I'll try to make longer, see what I can do about it. I think we're doing it right. We're doing it right. I think everything's fine. So this is very stable in terms of like attitude control. Like we even have reaction wheels in the center of mass. So I think it'll be pretty stable. Now in this layout, it would be aerodynamically stable, which is favorable. Okay, so yeah, this makes sense. I was going crazy But this makes complete sense. This actually makes complete sense. What I essentially meant to say is that the first stage had to be aerodynamically stable because it was going to be the one affected most by the atmosphere. Okay, so here's what we have. This might genuinely be overkill, but I am not willing to take any risks with this mission. We're going to make sure every single Kerbal here comes back alive. Am I ready? I think I am. Well, people, this is it. No quick saving, no quick loading. Jab, either everything goes to plan or everything completely messes up. Everything just goes to shit. Guys, this is it. The Mun mission. Keep good control of the rocket. Make sure you're not falling too fast. Make sure you don't fall too fast. Right, 2 side boosters are gone. I think the rocket tilt could do with a little bit of slowing down. For example, right now. Yikes. This might have been a really inefficient launch. But we do have tons of Delta V to spare. Ideally, we shouldn't have wasted so much Delta V. Uh-oh, we might have to do a scrap. This was 30,000 funds. Oh, this was too expensive of a fail, man. Unfortunately, there's no saving it. I wasted tons of money. It's over. That was a failed mission, but not completely. Now I do know that the rocket is very stable. Shout out to that guy who gave me the tip in the last episode. My game just sort of bugged. I messed the launch up. I had that weight on me. That's seriously gonna ruin things. Oh my god, dude. What I'm not liking is that it's very horizontal. I might have messed it up again. We're losing a lot of energy due to this upper atmosphere thing though. Crap. Do I really want to restart it? I think I might. God, dude. Okay, so I gotta start the gravity turn far later. Another launch messed up. Oh my god, dude, that's so much money down the drain. We're learning. We're learning. Eventually, we're actually gonna get to the Mun. Here we go. Launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're off. This should be a far better launch than the other ones. Side booster separation. Perfect. Side boosters are now gone. Okay, we can separate. Okay. Now I want to target the Mun. $14,000. Okay, that's nice. Perfect. Circularizing it, alright. There we go. Dude, I'm so anxious. I don't want anything to go wrong. Alright, here we go. We're landing. We're gonna land on the Mun, people. This is the moment. Look at Jab, man. He's so happy. He's gonna land. Alright, Jab, we'll get you down safely. Don't worry, buddy. This is not gonna be your last mission. You're gonna return here. I promise you. My worry is gonna be Delta V a little bit. And I mean, our landing spot actually seems decently flat, to be honest, you know? Oh my god, I don't know if we're gonna have enough Delta V to return, man. Worst case scenario, we just stay near the Mun, hope for the best. Hope we can intercept Jab and rescue him. Alright, now that we're getting close, I'll increase my thrust a little bit. Make sure our landing is slow, you know, nice and slow. We did it! We got a Kerbal on the Mun! Oh my god. Alright. Mun landing, crew, Jebediah, Kerman. Oh my god, dude, we did it. My god, look at that, we're on the Mun. Right, we gotta do science. I can't forget to do the science. Mystery goo. Oh my god, the mystery goo, man. Right, let me upgrade my research and development. That way we can take surface samples. And that'll give us so much science, dude. We need to get a surface sample. Oh, surface sample. 120 science. Look at that, dude. I see a small rock over here. I hope I can pick it up, you know. I hope it's a Munstone. Oh. Okay. Pick up Munstone. Oh my god, we're gonna complete the contract. Munstone analysis, the grayish plain stones, return this to have it analyzed and gain all information about it. Well, that was a really successful landing. I thought it would go worse, to be honest. I decided to collect some science. However, I soon realized that I had made a huge mistake when designing the mission. No, that's not the orientation I wanted. Alright. We're gonna have to do with this. It'll have to work. It'll have to work. Come on, tell me I have enough Delta V, man. We don't have enough Delta V. Right. Let's land. Let's just land. And we're gonna have to do a rescue mission to get Jab back. That sucks, dude. That really does suck. We're gonna have to we'll be able to make a rescue mission for Jab one day. But it definitely won't be today. Definitely not. We're gonna make and just like that, the promise to return every single Kerbal was a complete and total lie at this point. We'll get you down safely, don't worry, buddy. Well, Jab, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're gonna have to stay here on the Mun. Right after this fail, I quickly made up my mind on what my next move would be, and that was a high-risk, high-reward mission involving Valentina. Maybe we could try and land her at the Mun. Do I want to risk sending another Kerbal to the Mun so I can get science? Is that what I want to do? That is, in fact, what I decided to do. With that being said, we now had a new main pilot, Valentina Kerman. And I know it seems a bit odd to try this mission again, considering that the first time I didn't even have enough Delta V to return, but I was pretty confident that I would be able to do it this time because I had wasted way too much Delta V on the landing on the previous mission, so I would try to make it more efficient this time, which would then, of course, allow us to return. And believe it or not, that is actually how the mission went. Don't tell. Nice. Okay, great. We landed. Now let's try and get more signs. Let's make sure we plant another flag for a second Mun landing. As soon as I landed, I started to collect signs, which actually took a lot longer than I thought because finding a Mun stone was like impossible. I couldn't find a single one, so I had to fly almost like around the entire area in like a 2-kilometer radius just to find one Mun stone. And I had I guess you could say a few mishaps along the way. My rocket! It tipped over. You have to be kidding me. Dude, what? That's such a stupid bug. No. Maldita, no. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Stop rolling, stop rolling. Okay. Aside from that, it went pretty well. I mean, heck, I even found a pretty cool looking, I guess, mini crater, you could call it, which actually named after Valentina. Oh, this looks cool. This looks like a very small impact crater. You know what I'll name this? I'll name this the Val mini crater. So after finally finding that stupid Mun stone, I was finally ready to head back. Well, off we go. The return journey was honestly very stressful because I was always worried about my Delta V. And I'm not exaggerating in any way whatsoever when I say that we were very, very close to not returning. By the end of the final burn that would take us to Kerbin, I had like a mere 20 meters per second or somewhere around there of Delta V left, which is really, really cutting it close. Also, check out this cool eclipse I saw on my way back. And it was now time to see if the 80 ablator I had left in the heat shield was going to hold up during the entire re-entry. Right, this is going to be a little bit intense. We gotta hope for the best. Oh my god, look at the science, dude. And the money as well. Despite the fact that we had over 500 science points, I still wasn't going to use them because I was just going to go over to Minmus and we didn't really need any upgrades for that. Aside from a small miniaturization upgrade to avoid issues with the fairing getting stuck. Anyways, just as a little side note here, the reason my time looks different is because it was set to Earth time in the previous episode, but in this episode I actually changed my setting to Kerbin time, which is 6-hour days more or less. And with that being said, it was time to now plan the Minmus mission. This wasn't really going to be too difficult of a mission because Minmus is actually far easier to land on than the Mun because of its low gravity. The only problem would be the signal strength we would get from Minmus. And I gotta say, this launch, like all the launches that you guys are gonna see, were atrocious. I didn't try this like not once, not twice, not 3 times, but I think it was like around 4 times before I actually got this mission right because I had made so many mistakes during the building phase. And let's launch. I'm finally getting the hang of this game, you know. It took me a while, but I'm finally starting to understand this game, how it works, how we can make more efficient rockets and stuff. Looking good. Oh, how wrong that statement turned out to be. Wait, I forgot that Minmus has an inclination. No. I forgot that if I wanted to go for Minmus, I should have started with an inclination in my ascent, but I think we'll be fine. It's not the end of the world, you know? Alright, I'm gonna deploy the clamshell. I'm really gonna hope that it doesn't get stuck like the other times. It got stuck. You have to be fucked. Come on, just get off the freaking rocket, dude. This is why I need the smaller decouplers. Did our antenna break? It's broken. You have to be kidding me, dude. Well, we're gonna have to ditch this mission because we don't even have an antenna. It's useless. I messed this launch up. Uh-oh, that's not good. We're gonna have to repeat it. Oh well, here comes a fireworks show. On this third launch attempt, I actually realized like halfway that I didn't have any solar panels, so I quickly went to the VAB and, well, of course I had to scrap the other launch. So I was gonna go for a fourth launch now. I missed the burn because I time warped too fast. You have to be kidding me, dude. That's a f***ing joke. What the fuck? Poor Bill, what did he do?
Kill Bill Kerman for me.
8 days until we get to this periapsis? Oh my god, we can definitely do something else in the meanwhile. And that is true. I did many things while I was waiting for the Minmus encounter. It was like an entire hour of me just completing contracts. Heck, I even rescued 2 Kerbals from orbit, which is the first time I've ever done that. So I was really happy with myself, and besides, that's 2 Kerbonauts to add to our inventory, I guess you could say. And that actually helped us reach 1 million funds. So I think we definitely completed the first objective, which was get a lot of money. I think that's for sure. What actually surprised me was that throughout the entirety of this mission, there wasn't a single contract for Minmus, like nothing to do with Minmus, no signs and from Minmus or anything like that. So it just really baffled me, but enjoy these nice shots I took before we land. Okay, we did it. We landed on Minmus. That is awesome. I guess literally landing inside of a rock wasn't the best thing, but you know what is great? This happened. Take off. The rocket wants to flip over. Look. Oh my god, we just casually did a flip inside a rock. Very nice. I think that is the best thing I have ever seen in this game. But I did have a lot of Delta V to spare, so I decided to go over to some more biomes. Okay, that was like a perfect landing. Where could highlands be? Is it this, or is this still considered lowlands, this area? I have absolutely no clue, so I decided to check it out for myself. However, this is when tragedy struck. I just realized we lost connection. Uh-oh. I think it's over. It's just gonna crash into Minmus. It's just gonna crash into Minmus. No, we lost control. Oh well. It was nice while it lasted. This mission has come to an end. But it served its purpose. We got here to Minmus. We got tons of science, so GG's probe. Stuff we have. So we have 742 science points. That is insane. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please leave a like and comment on the video. You know, give me some feedback. What would you guys like to see? And what I could do to improve my videos. If you guys want to keep updated on this series or my channel in general, you can hit that notification bell as well as, you know, when you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I mean, this was a pretty successful episode. I'm not gonna lie, aside from the incident. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this video, but editing is gonna be a nightmare. Anyways, have a good one.